Hey everyone, Macca here, and welcome to my 100% full game walkthrough for Mixtape. In this video, we'll be going through the game, you'll be able to play along with me, and by the end of the video, we'll both have the 100% completion done, including all 26 of the available achievements and all of the 1000 gamer score. There are a lot of missable achievements that you'll get kind of chapter by chapter, but there's also one that kind of spans throughout the entire game as well. Before I get too busy with the talking, I am just going to start the game, and there will be a few changes I make to the settings, but I want to get started as soon as possible, and I'll explain things as they come up.
The compact disc delivers crisp, high-fidelity audio in a portable form factor with a 16-bit signal and a staggering 74 minutes of playtime. It's the sound of the future. Make memories to good music. Invest in quality headphones. Always make a soundtrack, because pretty soon you won't be listening to music. You'll be listening to who you were.
Now, right out of the gate, one of the changes I'm going to make is I'm going to pause the game. I'm personally going to go to settings, and then under controls, I'm going to change my sensitivity to 5 and my dead zone to 10% and 10%. This will be useful for an achievement we're doing later on, believe it or not. And then for audio, this is a change I'm going to make because of YouTube's flagging system. I don't want to get caught for copyright, so I'm personally going to be turning down my music to 0%. I would highly recommend that you don't do this. The music is a very important part of the game, and I would recommend that you enjoy the game with the music. But for the purposes of this video, there won't be any background music that would normally get flagged by YouTube.
Greatest hits to accompany our last night together in the Big Suck.
I'll try not to interrupt the story too much here, but as a quick summary, you play as Rockford. The other characters are Cassandra and Slater, and this is basically your kind of last night together as teenage friends before you, a bunch of you kind of move away and whatnot. It's a game very reminiscent of the 90s, if that's the era you grew up in, which is when I personally grew up. And it has a lot of really cool music choices of the 80s. You'll see by the gameplay length here, it's about 3 hours long. And there is one achievement we're going to be doing throughout basically the whole game. The very first thing we can do, though, is during this skateboard ride down the hill, you can press the A button to ollie or jump. And there is an achievement or trophy we will unlock for ollieing over a car. And you'll have the opportunity to do that pretty early on in the game here, with plenty of other opportunities later on. But if you can time your jump to ollie over the car, unfortunately I was a little late on the jump, but you get another chance. Just ollie over the car completely, and you'll get an achievement which I believe is called Thrashed. If you do that successfully, the achievement or trophy unlocks. It is not rare. A lot of people have been playing this game since I first played it for the first and second time this morning. Obviously, in my playthrough, you won't hear that background music. Hopefully, you're enjoying it as you're playing through it. It is easily kind of the most important part of the game, which makes this game so unique, and actually one of my favorite games I've played already this year. I think it's easy to say that this game's like a 9 out of 10. In terms of like my personal review score, but I also think it's going to be very highly admired by many, many people. All you have to do is skateboard to the end of the road. Feel free to ollie over more cars if you want, although I don't think you can ollie over the SUVs, only over sedans, and there's nothing else you have to worry about for the time being.
treachery! Subterfuge!
Grab on! We'll take you over the bridge!
You giddy bitch! Tonight, we're invited to Camille Cole's beach party. It's the tits, it's the jam. Everyone's gonna be there. College kids, rich kids, athletes, horse girls, skaters. It's teenage high society. Right now, we have no booze, but we do have some leads. We'll start at my house, then on to Cassandra's, pre-drinks at our secret hideout, then arrive beachside at 9:45 p.m. It could be one of our greatest hits.
Having already played this game before and now playing it again without the music, it is actually incredible how much of a difference the soundtrack makes in a video game or in a movie. This game kind of plays a little bit like a movie. You'll see what I mean as we play through it. It's even hard to compare this game to other games specifically, and when you do, they're games that aren't that popular. For me, What Remains of Edith Finch is like a similar game to this. Sirenaya Wild Hearts is also kind of similar in the sense that it's a lot of mini games thematically crafted around a soundtrack. And then I do get also like flavorings of games like Virginia and Last Stop. So a lot of Annapurna titles have influenced this game. The developer's previous game to this title was The Artful Escape, which I also made a guide for. I also really enjoyed that game, but I think this game is quite a bit better. You can do the secret handshake here. You don't have to worry about failing that. There's nothing you can really fail here for the next little bit. But I will explain kind of an overarching achievement or trophy here that spans throughout the rest of the game. It's for basically interacting with every item and every conversation you can do. So it's something I'll be talking a lot about, and I'll be making sure that you're following along and taking all of the same items I do, making sure they count, because you can actually pick up items and they don't count if you don't do it correctly. And we'll make sure to have all the same conversations on screen, which is why I have subtitles enabled. Feel free to also enable your subtitles if you want to use the subtitles to kind of just like time your gameplay with my gameplay here. But we're still in the first chapter of the game, which is called Skate to Rockford's. Well, Rockford is the main character here that we're playing as the blonde girl. And then we are at her house. So the next chapter coming up is Rockford's house.
Every sonnet, symphony, rock song, and radio jingle. A vast gallery of sound. This is the domain of the music supervisor. It's their job to curate a soundtrack that frames and elevates the narrative, whether it's a film, a play, or a television program. Stacy Rockford has wanted to be a music supervisor since 8th grade. I'm told her mixtapes are spectacular, though I've never heard one myself.
Once Bella Deltone hears my mixtape, she'll make me her protege.
But why?
Because my mixtapes bend others to my will. It's a strange, almost cosmic talent.
Unbelievable.
The next track is Just Like Honey by the Jesus and Mary Chain.
And this is one of the overarching kind of themes, is that the game mixtape is almost like a mixtape of a bunch of songs, and each song is handpicked for each scene. So it's almost like you're listening to a mixtape back in the 90s while playing scenes that fit the mood of the mixtape. It's a really cool concept, and they actually pulled it off amazingly well in this game. I was super excited playing this. I had pretty high expectations, and even my high expectations were met. So this is technically the second chapter of the game, but we bounce between chapters a lot in this game, just based on the fact that every chapter is like a memory, and then you always come back from your memory back to where you were. So I'm going to quickly explain kind of the most important achievement, because this is really the only one you'll miss. All the other ones we can mop up, but I just want to make sure you understand this one very clearly. We have to find everything in the bedrooms and all of the unique conversations. So the way these memories work is you'll be given access into these areas, and there will usually be a yellow item you can interact with, and that'll start the next chapter. And then you'll see these white dots, and you have to interact with the white dots before you interact with the yellow dot. And because the yellow dot brings us to the next chapter, we can't miss anything. So we're going to go around, and I'm actually going to pause the game very quickly. I forgot one of my most important controls, which is inverting the vertical axis. I am a weird person like that. And we're going to basically interact with all of the white dots possible before interacting with the yellow one. If we turn around and look at this door behind us, you can sometimes interact with it. So you'll see that there's an X icon, and when I interact with it, the X icon will now have a dotted line around it. That's how I know that I've completed this interaction. So we'll do that door. The next thing we'll do is we'll do the stereo on the left side of the hallway.
EM17 boombox.
And another important thing is you can back out of this and then immediately interact with another item, but then it doesn't count unless you wait for the dialogue from the first item to finish. So we're going to wait for that dialogue to finish from the stereo, look across the hall to the family photo.
Every photo before junior year, but then Slater made me metal.
We're going to wait for most of the dialogue to finish before we put it down so that the dotted line shows up. We're going to look at the painting on the wall above the photo.
Brown of unknown origin.
And then we're going to back out of that, making sure that it's now not bright white. We'll go into the washroom on the right. If you are in the US, I think you call this a restroom or a bathroom. I'm not quite sure. Next to the sink, there is a washcloth. Interact with that. That is another item that is very important for us. And then we can walk across the hallway and into our room, making sure we ignore any of the yellow interactables. As we walk into the room, you can look on the shelf to the left. We're going to ignore that. First, we're going to have these conversations. So we're going to wait for the conversation to end.
Fastest way to get your bag checked. 20 minutes minimum.
And then we're going to talk to Cassandra, who is the female friend here.
Her uncle's house.
Wait for this conversation to end.
No way.
A bit.
Yeah, not all the way.
Absolute blowout. Billy Idol was there.
I think it was just a guy who looked like Billy Idol.
And then you will notice that these tapes are yellow, but they will bring you to the next chapter, so we don't want to touch them. Instead, now you want to interact with some of the other stuff in the room. So we'll interact with our friend Slater, who's on the bed.
Slater,
Chaw.
you think you'll ever cut your hair?
You know, people say cutting your hair is not metal. But you know what's not metal?
What?
Caring about people's hair.
Ah, true.
Now, after that conversation, let's go around the room in kind of like an organized fashion and make sure we grab everything. To the left of the computer on the shelf, you can find a burned CD.
Space Odyssey soundtrack that was never used. This is David Shire's unused.
And then before you interact with the next item, you have to make sure this dialogue ends, or else the next item doesn't count. The next item we can interact with is on the desk next to our door,
debut album, Dummy.
which is a Portishead album.
Ambitious, ahead of its time, just like me.
Then we can interact with the other thing on this desk, which I believe is a cassette recorder.
Tried to record a concert, sucked hard.
I'm old enough to remember these in real life. After that dialogue, there are a few more things we can interact with in the room, including the VHS tapes next to the TV, not far from our bed.
Films aren't all strings and trumpets in the 90s.
For some of these items, you can rotate them, but you don't have to. The next item we can interact with is on the bed, and it's a little like pillow xylophone or pillow keyboard, I guess. Keyboard pillow. There's also a skateboard next to the bedside table.
I'm against it. Bad for ride quality.
And then there is a vinyl record player next to Cassandra, not far from the window. This one can be hard to see because of the way the sun reflects. Once you have all of these items, feel free to do a quick circle and double check that you don't have a conversation ready to go with any of our main characters and that there are no other white dots in the room. And now you can interact with the yellow item, which does bring us to the next chapter. The next chapter is called French. It's called The Kiss, actually, and there is an achievement or trophy in it that is technically missable, but it can be always mopped up through chapter select. And it's called French Connection. Excuse me, and it is for kissing for 60 seconds.
Come
Before that, though, we are going to have to rewind our cassette tape here.
This should do it. My first kiss was with Colin Bruce. I didn't like Colin at all, but he was accessible, and honestly, I just wanted to get it out of the way. It was everything I hoped it wouldn't be. The mixtape he made me is entitled Music That Explains How You Make Me Feel, and the opening track is the 10-minute instrumental Odyssey Galaxy Interia by Alice Coltrane, released in 1971. Totally ruined it for me.
And once this chapter starts, you'll have a small little cutscene, and then there's a quote-unquote mini-game coming up. And we basically have to... You can quit out of the mini-game as early as you would want if you were playing normally. But for this, we have to do the minigame for at least 60 seconds. So I'm starting a timer on my computer here. And for 60 seconds, you have to leave this screen on your screen. Feel free to interact with the left and right stick to do this minigame. But make sure that at least 60 seconds passes before you exit out of this minigame. So I do already have the option to exit after only 15 seconds. But I am going to wait a full 1 minute before I press the That's Enough button. Again, the goal here is to unlock an achievement called French Connection. And as another reminder, if you were playing this game with music, which I hope you are doing if you're playing along, a lot of these scenes are heavily influenced by the music playing in the background, and it adds a lot to the gameplay indirectly. Based on my personal timer here, we are getting fairly close to the 1 minute. I believe we are there now, but I'm going to maybe take an extra 5 seconds just to be safe. And when I click That's Enough, this chapter ends and our achievement should unlock. There we go. That one is rare for now. And then we are brought back to the Rockford's house chapter. So that's what I kind of meant earlier when I said that all of the game is kind of memory-based, and you shoot back and forth into the house quite a bit. So once we're back into the Rockford house, we're going to do it kind of exactly what I mentioned earlier. We're going to make sure we do not interact with the yellow item until we've interacted with all of the white items, which include conversations. So let's start off by talking to Slater, who's on the ground next to our bed.
I don't prowl. Never prowl. Girls can sense a desperado. I'll just hang out, be Slater, and see if I get any bites.
That work for you?
On occasion. Can we get going? I'm jonesing. Know what I mean?
So for now, we've talked to Slater, but keep in mind that sometimes we'll interact with an item and we'll be able to talk to them a second time. We can also talk to Cassandra here, so let's make sure we do that.
No, we were
Again, making sure to start that conversation only once the first conversation is done.
Then we were in the gym when we lost the plants.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Lame. Lame.
And then we did it.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So we've talked to Cassandra, we've talked to Slater. In this room, there's some pictures on the picture board, but you can do a double check in the hallway just to make sure there is a new thing to interact with, and it's the family photo. So make sure you interact with this family photo right here.
Me, Sister Debbie, Dad, John, and Mom, Susan. If we had a TV show, our theme would be People Are People by Depeche Mode. Make of that what you will.
Only after you've taken this family photo as an object should you walk back to the room. As you walk in, to your right-hand side, you'll notice a board of Polaroids. Let's interact with that.
Me at some mandatory school thing. I love this photo of us. Jenny fucking Goodspeed jumped in and I had to cut her out. Jenny sucks.
And then just as a good habit, I like to double check the conversations with Cassandra and Slater just to make sure they don't have a second new dialogue option that was unlocked by exploring. And because they don't, I can go ahead and interact with the VHS tape on top of the computer. This starts our next memory chapter, which is called Headbanging. Again, this will be a little awkward on my end because I don't have the in-game soundtrack turned on, but for you it should be a lot more fun if you do actually hear the game in your headphones or on your speakers. The thing to note here is that there is no missable achievement or trophy, so you can quickly and easily play through this chapter without having to worry, and I'll see you back in the household once it concludes in just a few minutes.
Shit, it's the cops.
Be chill, it's chill.
Are they gone? Cheeseburger!
Get 3 large
Cheeseburger!
cheeseburger combos, a spicy sauce
Cheeseburger!
No, 3 jalapeno
Cheeseburger!
poppers,
Cheeseburger!
2 serves of
Cheeseburger!
Ritz,
Cheeseburger! Cheeseburger!
Slater, you said it was fixed.
It was! They told me it was!
Oh, man.
Okay, something's happening. Almost! Woo! Back in business, baby!
Slater! Slater, you fucking hog! Slater!
He'll be back. I think. I don't think he's coming back.
All right, so that concludes the little headbanging side chapter / memory. And again, we come back to the Rockford house. So that's why we kind of go back and forth between the same checkpoints more than once. And that's why mopping up that one achievement is pretty much impossible. Again, we are going to start by starting conversations here and making sure that we, for now, ignore the yellow interactable photo wall with the Polaroids. So let's gain control of the character here, and let's start by talking with Cassandra.
If you see Dave Bowler corner me at this thing tonight, you must save me.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll kick his dick off.
Is he trying to bone you?
Not even. I said I like baseball just to be nice, and now he won't shut up about it. He sees me from across the room, and his eyes light up, and it's fucking baseball time.
I actually don't think that's a dick-kickable offense. I'll save you, though.
Once that conversation is fully done, let's go ahead and turn and talk to our friend Slater, waiting for that conversation to also fully end before we go to the next item we can interact with.
No, I'm interested in your opinion.
Well, Roxy's wrong and her life has no meaning. She should crawl back into the ocean.
All right, so these two conversations are done for now. There's nothing else to grab in the room or in the hallway. We can do a quick double check if we really want to, but we should be good to go. And now if you interact with the Polaroid wall, the memory doesn't actually start right away because we are missing some pictures, I believe.
There's more photos somewhere. Huh.
So we now need to fill our Polaroid photo wall. Just at your feet on the books on the floor, you can find one of the 3 Polaroids we need. You can also go kind of to your closet. And there is another Polaroid not far from the closet, just next to it on the wall there.
That's the thing with strict parents. When their kids
And then there is another Polaroid in the book on your bedside table.
Here's one. Yeah. This is
Now you can wait for this little conversation to end. Make sure that Cassandra doesn't have anything to say to us. Slater doesn't have anything to say to us. There's nothing else in the room that would be new. So we can interact with the Polaroid wall to hang up the Polaroids and start the next chapter. I am being excessively careful with the conversations and the items because a mistake on my end would mean that I'd have to make this video again, and it would also ruin the achievement for you, both of which would be awful things for both of us. This next chapter, I believe, is called Shopping Cart Bomb, and there is a missable achievement here called Smooth Shopper. And what you need to do is you need to complete the shopping cart section of this chapter without crashing. So there's about a 2-minute downhill shopping cart sequence coming up, and during that shopping cart sequence, we just have to make sure we don't hit any of the walls or any of the obstacles along the way. This is pretty easy, and if you do fail, I'd recommend you just keep playing the game, and we can come back and mop this up later on. Generally, because of the achievement where we have to talk to everyone and find all of the items, if you do miss anything on your first attempt, my recommendation for the rest of the video will be to just go back to it later on. So we're going to start the shopping cart section. It's pretty simple. Steer left and right. And you can also use your triggers, I believe, to rotate the cart. Your bumpers, I guess. But you actually don't need to rotate the cart for any specific reasons, other than maybe for you to be able to have a better view. You will have to crash through some of the items here in the alleyway, but you just want to make sure you don't hit any of the cars on the road or like a pole coming up later. Just try to stay in the middle of the pathway, in the middle of the road. And if you can reach the very bottom, which only takes about 2 minutes, you should get the achievement or trophy to unlock right as we kind of start the cutscene that ends this short chapter. This game is only 3 hours long, but there are like 30 chapters or so. So if you just kind of do the math, every chapter in the game is like about 5 minutes. So you can kind of have an idea of how long some of these chapters take to replay. If you do mess up or if you miss something, really don't stress about it. Unless you miss a conversation or an item, that's when you'd have to replay the entire game. This game also is very, very aggressive on the rumble pads inside of your controller. Again, we're just staying right up the middle of the path. You'll reach a cutscene, but we do have to keep going. You are steering your cart in that cutscene, making sure to steer to the left here because the police are blocking the road. And then in this next little area, you'll have like a helicopter view. You are still steering your cart here. You are still in control. Even though this looks like a cutscene, you are in control. You have to make sure to stay in between the cars and just stay safe where there is nothing you can hit. If you hit something, again, we'll mop it up later, or if you really wanted to, you could restart the checkpoint, and then you're good to go. All right, and once you reach kind of the water here, you'll find out whether or not you got your smooth shopper to unlock. I think I might accidentally have notification sounds muted on this account, so I apologize if you guys don't hear the achievements unlocking. I don't either. Also, the game is silent because it's actually just using the music in the background there. Instead of dialogue and subtitles, it's the soundtrack. All right, so after the shopping cart bomb chapter, we are back at the Rockford house, and we're going to go back to what we've been doing every time. We're going to spawn in, and we're going to look for little white dots and conversations before we interact with any of the yellow icons.
Well, we still want to be going to Italy.
So with control of Rockford here, let's walk forward, and we're going to first talk to Slater.
Who's the guy who hands out joints? Barry something? You gonna be at the party tonight?
Caleb and Corey are going, so he'll probably tag along.
After we talk to Slater, let's go ahead and look into the closet. And inside of the closet, there is an interactable item. After that, let's go ahead and interact with Cassandra to have a conversation with her.
Moving pictures by Rush last night still blows my mind. Like, just how?
What's the singer's name?
Geddy Lee.
Yeah, did you hear
Rush, a great Canadian band. You know, I gotta represent.
Ouch.
Okay. Stop riding me.
Feel free to double check the hallway just to make sure nothing new spawned in here. You can double check that sometimes there are back-to-back conversations, but that happens much later on in the game for the most part. So we don't have to talk to anyone in the room here. There's no new white dots other than the closet. And then once that happens, we can go ahead and interact with the box. This will bring us to a chapter called Rockford's Headphones. And Rockford's Headphones is a short chapter that does not have any missable achievements or trophies.
I don't think I've ever seen you without headphones on.
It's stupid.
It's not stupid. I'm just curious.
Most of the time, if I don't have music on, I get the panic.
What's the panic?
Like, time feels like it's drifting by. I feel like I'm wasting something.
So you try and block it out?
It's not like that. Sometimes I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be feeling. Some days I feel nothing at all. But you pick the right song, it holds you in the moment, gives it meaning. Because the music's going somewhere, and you're going with it. Oh, I got you this. You know, as a gift.
Sick. It's got skulls on it. Thank you.
Hey, are you gonna pay for that?
You know how to jet?
To what?
Jet!
All right, that was our little short chapter called Rockford's Headphones. Mostly a cutscene. I don't even think I interacted with the controller there. But that does snap us back to the house, which snaps us back to more conversations and more little white dots to interact with.
I got deodorant, eye clear, mouthwash.
I got some rolling papers. I got a yo-yo.
What's a yo-yo?
You know, you spin it up and down.
Oh, like an actual yo-yo. I thought it was code.
So before we interact with the yellow, let's go ahead and interact with Slater. So have a conversation with him.
You burn them.
Wow. Wait, I don't follow.
They're talking about burning CDs. If you're around my age, you know the unique smell of burning your own CD at home. And I'm not sure it's a smell that the younger generation is familiar with. So that's just kind of our little secret, I guess. But talk to Slater, talk to Cassandra here in the corner by the bookshelf. Again, making sure to do both of these things before you interact with the yellow board. The yellow board shoots us to the next chapter, and we want to make sure we don't miss any of these little items and conversations leading up. So we've talked to Cassandra and Slater. We can double check the hallway to make sure there's no new white dots, and there are not, which is great. And then back in the room, no new white dots, no new conversations, nothing in the closet. Nothing on the bed, and we are good to talk or click on the board. Once you click on the board, you do have to interact with like every individual piece of paper here. And then I believe once you kind of reach the bottom naturally, it will bring you to the next chapter. So you can interact with this road trip stops on the left, possible catchphrases on the right, the motel that's kind of in the middle, the road trip music ideas kind of along the right-hand side border, the Welcome to California along the left-hand side border, the Los Angeles venue guide in the bottom left corner, the vinyl countdown in kind of the bottom right area, the orientation week at the bottom middle, and then the road trip objectives in the bottom right-hand side. Once you do all of those, it will kind of shoot you to the next little cutscene automatically. And then I believe the next chapter is called Debbie's Bedroom. So we're going to move our like kind of hub area from Rockford's house or her room to Debbie's room, which is her sister. So we're going to walk down the hallway to the next door. And the conversations and the items are going to continue there. We're going to find lots of memories in Debbie's room. Those memories are going to start us on these little sub-chapters, and we're always going to end up returning back to the bedroom as a hub for a couple of chapters.
She'll have booze.
All right, so they asked us to go to Debbie's room. We can do a quick little check behind us, make sure we don't miss anything before we leave. We can go into the hallway and down the hall to Debbie's room. And then once we're in here, same kind of rules apply as always. Do not interact with the yellow. Instead, interact with everything else. So I'm going to start with the conversations, which are Cassandra.
At Carol's house. They're going to that party in the blue building.
Peasants. That place is meathead central. Teeth are gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, I'm too fragile for a crowd like that.
That's why we're invited to the cool party.
We're going to talk to Slater next.
I don't know. Maybe I need to. I'm broke as a joke.
Where would you work?
Just as a simple reminder, just because I know people like to get impatient, we have to wait for these dialogues to finish before we interact with the next item, or else the next item doesn't count. And there's really no real good way to track the ones you missed or the ones you weren't patient enough on. So that's why we're waiting, and we're really taking our time for these. I don't want you to play through the game. It's my worst case scenario is you play through the whole game and we don't get it. We're going to then interact with the trophy that's on the blue table. After that, you can interact with the box that's next to Cassandra on the floor.
Quiet in here. I hate that.
And then there will be more items that we interact with in this room, like the photo and the shell, but we can't do any of that until later on, which means we're ready for the next chapter, and we're going to do that by interacting with the yellow cupboard armoire. This will start the ultimate slushy subchapter, which does have a missable achievement in it.
Shut up.
All right, so we do actually regain control of our character here. We'll double check the conversations and the items around the area. We actually have to interact with the picture because we don't have the key to get into the cupboard.
Goodspeed is in this photo. She haunts me.
What's your problem with Jenny?
There we go. Now we are in the chapter called Ultimate Slushy. I was
No way.
about 30 seconds premature there, not the first time.
Money with these little hands. Slater, you do it. You're the one with the mustache.
To be honest,
So there was a poster in the sister's room, I believe, that would tell you how to solve this like kind of mini puzzle. But if you want to cheat a little bit, you can actually just open up the achievements and find the achievement called Grunge Metal Alchemist. You can just look at the achievement picture, and those are the colors we need to use.
Yeah, I will try and make the grandest slushy ever.
As will I. I got a few recipes. Watch and learn.
Now, this is not an exact science. You don't have to do them in this order, and you don't have to do them in this amount. I'm just trying to simplify it. But we're going to start with the blue and try to fill your cup around 25%. With the blue, you can then move your cup over 1 to the bubblegum and try to fill your cup now to the halfway mark, roughly. After blue, crush and bubblegum, go all the way to the far end and do orange. Fill orange to about the 75% mark. And then you can go over to lime and fill the rest with lime all the way to the top. I was pretty close there. Almost ran out of room for the lime, but I had enough room to make the secret recipe. I think you might have a second chance here, or if you don't get it, you can always do it via the chapter select pretty easily. But those are the 4 colors we need. Blue Crush, Bubblegum, Orange, and Lime. And then if you just do those 4 colors in the same cup without any of the other flavors, you should get the Grunge Metal Alchemist.
I tip my hat to you, sir. A revolution.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey Jenny, we're making slushy recipes. It's like sport.
Cool.
Were you out front of the Cineplex last night?
Oh yeah, I saw something with aliens. It was boring. Close Encounters 3.
Oh, what a sound!
A lot of movie references in this game as well. So whether you're a video game nut, a music nut, or even a movie nut, or a 90s nostalgia nut, there's a lot of references to kind of all of those things in this game. If you're kind of a fan of all of them, you'll probably get the most enjoyment out of the little nods and features. And if you're not a fan of any of those things, then maybe a little bit less. You'll probably enjoy this game significantly less than someone like me, but I still think it's super unique and super cool game, and I hope you guys agree. If you do get a chance at some point during one of these cutscenes to leave me a comment and let me know if this video's been helpful and what you've been thinking about the game thus far, I would really appreciate it. After the Ultimate Slushy chapter, though, we are sent back to Debbie's bedroom.
Why do I hate Jenny fucking Goodspeed?
And that's what I kind of mentioned earlier. It's kind of hard to explain before it actually happens, but this is kind of like our temporary hub.
Do we deem this a cool arrival time?
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
So now that we're back in Debbie's room, there are a few things to do, and the yellow object is the drawer. Do not interact with the drawer. It's going to set off the next chapter. Instead, we're going to interact with Cassandra.
Flower face?
I think in the game she's technically Cassandra, but I keep defaulting to Cassandra.
Well, at least she's interesting now. It was all too easy for her.
After that conversation, you can turn around. We'll check this blue table. Nothing new. We'll walk over to Slater and talk to him.
Remember Nico 16th with
Benny and the Jets?
Benny and the Jets. That's right. The CD skit, but like right on the beat, and no one realized it was skipping.
It was Benny and the Jets for like 45 minutes, and everyone kind of writhed simultaneously in an Elton John outrage.
They flipped the DJ setup.
It was a ballroom flip.
Was I at this?
You were one of the people flipping the table.
I think you led the rebellion.
I have no recollection of this.
All right, and that's it for this little hub experience. Now we can interact with the dresser drawer, and this will, I believe, set us on to our next little chapter here. I have a lot of notes here that I'm referencing. So in order to start the next chapter, we're going to use the little claw grabber that shows up on screen, and we're going to be looking for the other half of the concert ticket, which I believe is always for everyone in the same location. It's in the top right corner, kind of underneath everything. So this is a little quick reference to, you know, everyone's favorite 90s trend, which is still a trend to this day, the junk drawer. Go through your junk drawer, and underneath all of this, you should be able to find the ticket.
Found it.
That'll automatically join the two halves of the concert ticket.
What a show.
Damn. I wish we could have gone.
We did go.
I didn't go.
Yeah, we went with Rockford's sister. Big Rockford.
It was before we hung out.
Huh. What did you guys even do before I came along?
So that little memory sets us into a subchapter called Photo Booth. Photo Booth is only about a minute or two long, and there is nothing you can miss in Photo Booth. You'll be in a photo booth, and you're just going to take a bunch of photos.
No, I got it.
There is an achievement related to photo taking, but that achievement happens in a different chapter much later on.
Great composition.
You can kind of rush through this and just keep pressing the right trigger to get through these photos as fast as possible. But I would also recommend you just kind of actually enjoy the game and try to like, I don't know, relate to the characters and have fun. So
Nice. What song would be the soundtrack of tonight?
Wichita Toe by Harper's Bazaar. Released in 1969.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
all right, now that we're done the awkward silence on my end, hopefully you are enjoying some good jams. I believe we do come back now to the room, and then this time we will have to interact with the blue shell on the desk. We'll double check conversations before we interact with the yellow marker. So if you go to your left, there is the blue shell on the desk. We'll skip that temporarily, and instead we'll try to talk to Slater. We'll notice that this conversation's already happened, so we're going to skip it. And Cassandra's conversation has also already happened. You can tell that these conversations have happened because if you interact with them, they basically don't really say anything useful. Slater usually just says something like, hey, you ready to go?
Hey.
Well, now he says even less. So we don't have anything really to look at here other than the blue the shell on the blue desk. So let's go ahead and pick that up. I believe this shoots us into, maybe not right away, but the next chapter here coming up is called The Ritz Discovery. But we will have to probably interact. Now that we have the key, and we do have a new conversation, so don't use the key yet. Instead, let's do our conversations. We'll talk to Cassandra. We'll look at the photo next to her on the box.
Debbie Rockford, beloved by all. She studies drama at Juilliard. I'm staying with her in New York while I stalk Bella Deltone.
Once that dialogue is done about the picture, we can look towards Slater.
Should we go?
Slater seems annoyed, as often he does. You can go ahead and quickly check around the hallway in the other room. If you want to be careful and positive you've done everything, it's not a bad idea just to double check some of the items we've already looked at. The thing that might happen is, like, if you did click an item as one of the dialogues was finishing and it didn't count, you would see that little white dot. So because there are no white dots, we kind of know all of these things counted. And because we've talked to Slater and Cassandra at every possible instance, we know that we've had all of the unique conversations as well. So we're basically done with, like, this kind of house. because once we interact with this wardrobe, we are never coming back to this house.
Stacy, if you're reading this, it means you're rifling through my closet for booze.
It's true.
I knew this day would come. I saw it in a dream. And so I have placed this letter here for future Stacy to tell her this. Your time in Blue Moon Lagoon will not last forever. Life changes quickly. Leave nothing unsaid. I'll call you from New York. I love you, and you're gonna be fine. Kisses, kitten. P.S. For booze, check attached photo.
Whoa. Look at that stash.
Where is it? The Ritz?
Yeah. It's a clue, I guess.
We've been to the Ritz 1,000 times. There's nothing there.
Obviously, it's hidden. She must have left more clues.
Another mystery from Debbie Rockford. It's like when she gave us the map.
Yeah, the map. Wow. How long ago was that?
3 years ago. The day she left.
All right, so that kicks us off to what I believe is the next chapter called The Ritz Discovery.
We've got a ways to go.
I believe this is a chapter where we just kind of walk and talk a bunch.
On my desk.
There's nothing to miss, that I'm sure of. There's going to be like a train and a path and some stuff. No missable achievement or trophy or collectibles or anything you need to worry about here, though. Just follow the path down and around until you kind of reach the end of the path. And then that will conclude this little chapter here.
Porn?
Ew. Why would she leave me porn?
Well, there's a porn stash in a bush out past left field at the Belmont Diamond.
And you've seen it?
Yeah. It's of a poor quality.
And what? You all just sit around looking at it with your boner sticking out?
It's not like that. It's a rite of passage, a glimpse into the seedy underbelly of suburban America.
Gross.
We don't get outside much.
We're outside all the time.
What, like in alleys and bus stops?
Yeah.
I'm not made for this Rocky Mountain High shit. I'm a docile, lowlands creature.
I could get into a hike.
I don't own shorts.
I tried to walk to the end of the bridge. That is incorrect. I was reading over my notes a little bit, but at the end of the path, you want to turn to the left. That's where the path continues. I apologize. I'm doing this as like a live recording. I don't always do that for these kind of playthroughs, but because I'm doing this game for like the third time today, it wasn't realistic to like do the gameplay and the commentary separately. So this is kind of like it's almost like a live stream, live setup where I'm playing and talking and recording all of it combined. It kind of depends which guide you do watch. Obviously, a lot of the guides are very heavily edited. And the full game walkthroughs usually are also pretty heavily edited. But for some games, like this game, I'm doing it kind of
You
live.
ever think about buying a motorcycle and just...
While I do it live, that also means I am like reading my notes quite a bit while I'm playing. So you may just see me walking into a wall sometimes for like 2 seconds. But if we do climb into the train and then start walking down the train, at the end of the train, you'll just continue having this conversation. There's nothing you have to interact with, really. You just have to follow along kind of the main path that the game wants you to follow.
Why? Bikes are hot.
No, they're not. They're lame. It's all about the privilege of loudness.
Okay.
Loudness is earned. You're a singer on stage, or a politician or someone. There's a situational awareness to loudness. There's circumstance to it, because loudness is a rare and precious commodity. Right?
Right.
Not everyone gets to be loud. You gotta earn it. But motorcycles.
So this little section that's coming up is actually like really nice and quite unique, and like I don't know, there's a certain calmness and energy to it that kind of like sets the tone in the game, but it's highly dependent on the music that's about to play. And unfortunately, in this video, you won't hear that music, but hopefully, if you have headphones on and you're playing this as you're watching, you are hearing the music, because it really, really helps with a scene like this that is otherwise essentially just going to be muted and quiet.
What a summer, huh?
It's gonna last 1,000 years.
I think we're supposed to go all the way to the far side of the fields.
Well, should we float out there? Start a new life?
Let's waste an afternoon.
It's never a waste.
While you are kind of jumping and floating in this chapter, you are able to like press A to jump. I think you might even get some new controls later on. There's also like these little wind streams and gusts that you can kind of, if you hit them, you'll like fly a little bit further, which is kind of cool. But now that we're about almost an hour into the game, you know, when someone asks you what kind of game is it, what is the gameplay, you can kind of see that it's a difficult answer. There is like some kind of like basic kind of story, walk and talk management, but a lot of the chapters, like the sub-chapters, are like these little mini games. And the game has a feeling kind of like an interactive movie / album as well. So it's very unique. I play a lot of games, obviously, and there's not a lot of games that you can compare this one to. As you reach the field, you can kind of paint it with the flowers that kick up out of the grass behind your feet. You can like draw circles and stuff. You can try to fill up the whole field. Have fun with it. Enjoy the game for what it's worth. Especially if you picked it up for 20 bucks. You know, it is a shorter title. I know a lot of people are probably playing it through Game Pass, though. So maybe they don't feel like they have to get as much time out of the game. But either way, enjoy the game to your maximum capacity. As you reach the end of this path, I believe a cutscene will start, and this should conclude the Ritz discovery chapter, and kicking us off into the Skate to Cassandra's sub-chapter here in just a second.
It's the fucking Ritz.
Yeah, but shitty. Filthy. Like us.
This could be our kingdom.
We could get fucked up here.
I can't believe she never told me about this. Maybe she thought I'd squeal.
We've gotta throw a party.
No. We can't tell anyone.
Why not?
As soon as one loser talks, that's it. Every parent starts looking for their shitty kid here.
Right on. What is coolness if not exclusivity?
My sister trusted us with this place. This is our bit of the big suck. No one can know about it.
Totally.
I will take it to my grave.
It's time. Say adios to my house, amigos.
Slater! Shut my door!
Goodbye. Stacy's room.
That achievement that just unlocked is progressional, kind of story-based, automatic unlocking achievement for making like a decent amount of progress in the story. And now I'm going to pause the game very, very quickly. We are doing a chapter. You can actually go into the chapters at any time, kind of read what chapter we're on. But this chapter is called Skate to Cassandra's. And there is a missable achievement / trophy for this subchapter. It's called Cone Island, baby. And it's for knocking over 10 pylons during this skate section. There are exactly 10 pylons. So if you miss one, you're not getting the achievement. You'll just have to replay the chapter. The chapter's only like 3 or 4 minutes if I had to guess. So it's not like a huge waste if you miss one. But, you know, there's something to be said for people with enough skill to do it on their first try. A lot of the achievements in this game that are kind of like independently locked to like doing a certain action, I did fail them on my first time through the game. So hopefully my failure and my new knowledge that I unlocked through failure is enough to help you guys not fail on your first time through. So we're going to be skating here in just a second on our skateboards down a hill. And we're going to be looking for 10 pylons. I call them pylons because I'm from Canada. I guess if you're from other parts of the world, you may know them as traffic cones. I learn a lot of like dialects and language changes, like the same word in different languages, different parts of English through videos like this. When I say something like pylon and then the comments are like, dude, what is a pylon? And then I realized that's like a Canadian, it's like the soda versus pop argument. You know what I mean? Anyways, during this section, there's going to be a bunch of traffic cones / pylons. There's 10 of them exactly, and we need to knock all 10 of them over with our skateboard by running into them. I don't have them memorized, but you do see them pretty early on, and you should be able to hit them pretty easily. I believe our first 2 are around this corner right here. There'll be some construction equipment lined up. You want to stick to the left-hand side near the truck. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 done right away. There are a bunch of them that are kind of singular, and a couple of them that are not hidden, but a little easier to miss than others. You can ollie over a car here if you still haven't done that. I'm going to ignore the ollieing for now. Around this corner, we are picking up a decent amount of speed. And then there will be more pylons / traffic cones here on the left. That's number 4. Next to the construction there. Across the intersection. Here we're going to go through the alley. You can do something like press X and do a little grab move or a flip trick. After coming across the bridge, go down the steps. Watch out for the truck. There is a traffic cone right away, so that's 5 and 6 before entering the construction zone. Number 7 after we exit the first house.
Stick to landing.
Number 8, I think around this corner as we kind of rejoin the main road after the construction area. And there are a few here on, I believe, the right-hand side. So you have to make sure you hit these. 8 and 9. on the right-hand side of the road there. And then number 10 is pretty much right in front of us once the camera kind of zooms back. And if you hit all 10, you'll get the Cone Island, baby. Achievement / trophy, and that is all 10. There are these taller traffic cones, but I don't believe those count from what I experimented with.
I trust your vibrations.
I do have a certain aura about me, don't I?
As you come around the corner here, this chapter ends, and we go straight into a chapter called Skipping Stones. And the Skipping Stones chapter does have an available achievement / trophy for us. It's called Skim Gordon, and it's for getting a skipping stone through the tire swing, which sounds like maybe it's hard. It is not hard. It's super simple, and you have many chances to do it. And if you fail all of those chances, at the end of this guide, I will remind you to go back to some chapters if you missed anything, and you can mop them up very quickly. So in the Skipping Stone subchapter, you'll be standing right here in front of a lake. You'll notice the tire swing kind of directly to your right. You want to aim right in the middle of the tire swing. Hold the right trigger for power, and you want to aim. It's going to start kind of making your aim a little hard to like balance. You want to aim for the tire swing, but aim just barely a bit higher than the middle of it. And if the rock goes through the tire swing, you get the achievement or trophy. Because of gravity, the rock falls just barely a little bit. So you want to make sure you're aiming not like right at the middle. Aim a little bit higher if you want. I think you might also be able to just skip the rock straight into the tire swing. But that obviously looks a little bit harder than I must not have the skill to do that.
I want to try every flavor, see what I like.
The conversation during this chapter between the characters happens automatically, by the way. Nothing you need to do in this chapter other than make sure you throw the rock through the tire, and then feel free to actually just enjoy some of the skipping mini games.
It's a crushing responsibility.
If you have played one of my favorite games ever made, which is the What Remains of Edith Finch, you'll probably see a lot of similarities between that game and this game.
How does that play out? In the real world, I mean.
How does it play out? Well, I get hired by Violent Sound, become Bella Deltone's prodigy. She makes the best soundtracks. She's done every film I've ever loved. I amass the largest private collection of records and tapes in the continental United States. Move back west, Hollywood, probably. Score the great films of the next 5 decades. Then, when I die, my record collection is donated to the peoples of California.
Will you ever come back to the lagoon?
I shall deny I ever lived here.
Oh.
What about you?
I'm gonna rent till I'm dead, baby. Rent till I'm dead.
You ever gonna show us your album?
No. I should never have told you about the album.
I want to hear it.
Put it on a cassette for me.
God, no.
Yes!
And then once the conversation's kind of naturally done, you can leave or you can kind of keep throwing rocks around. It's obviously pretty fun to like try to get all of the little items around here. A lot of the items are kind of unique and they have like a special reaction, which is kind of fun. You can kind of experiment with like the rocks, knocking them over and seeing what spawns. But for now, we're going to press A to leave as we are done everything we need to do in this chapter. The next chapter here is Cassandra's house. And then we're now going to be using Cassandra's house as like a hub world for our memories. We're going to make sure we interact with every single item in her house and have every unique conversation we can while in her house.
I mean, she got into college. What more do they want? What these narcs don't seem to realize is that an overbearing parental style breeds rebellion. This next track is State of the Heart by Australian band Mondo Rock, released in 1980. It matches the drapes.
All right, so we're going to regain control here of our character. Even though we're in Cassandra's house, we still only play as the same main character. There are a lot of things to interact with here, and some of them have kind of lengthier dialogue, so we're going to make sure all those little white dots disappear. Once we have control here and this conversation ends, let's turn around and let's interact with the first thing we can, which is behind us in the hallway, next to the staircase. We can find a picture of the family.
Dad's an authoritarian hound. Mom sends her food back at restaurants. How they made Cassandra is a mystery. It's like Wagner and Dvorak gave birth to Bananarama.
After that's done, try to interact with the door right next to it, although you can't really do anything there. You want to make sure that it's like a used item. Walk into the room, and on the bookshelf to your right immediately, do not interact with the yellow object, which is the baseball trophy. Interact with the bookshelf to find a book on the bookshelf. After that book, ignore the trophies and find the pictures on the wall, and you'll find a picture of Cass at band camp.
Maybe softball camp.
After that, continue kind of counterclockwise around the room. We'll talk to Slater next.
You're on your knees? Or something.
Grass before beer, you're in the clear.
He has some pretty annoying dialogue that's pretty lengthy in this chapter, or in this hub world, so we'll have to exercise a little bit of our patience here. After we talk to Slater, go to the far side of the room to find the decorations on the walls.
Decorate the house. All proposed changes are deliberated via committee.
After that, we should be able to talk to Cassandra herself.
If there's no booze at the Ritz, you think Camille Cole can spare us some drinks?
Oh, once we're there, leave the booze to me.
We can't rock up with nothing. I can't deal with that kind of shame.
Next to the bedside table, there is a cassette tape.
Heaven or Las Vegas? That is the question. Cocteau Twins, 1990. I got cast in a shoegaze.
After that dialogue, interact with the, I believe this is like a cork board next to the door to the washroom.
Cassandra is allowed to style
Bathroom, restroom if you're in a different part of the world.
It consists of her road trip plans, a boy band poster, and a photo of me, defiled. As I said earlier, the cause of much friction.
We'll quickly walk into the washroom. I don't believe there's anything in here, but I'd rather be safe than sorry after playing this game for so many hours. We'll double check the conversations. They are fully exhausted. And then there's nothing on the desk. So with all of those things done, we can interact with the softball glove. This starts a new chapter, which is called Softball, very fittingly. And there is an achievement here. I'm going to pause the game so I can show you it. I just want to explain it very quickly, and I don't want the game to start too quickly. So it's called And It's Outta Here, and you have to hit only home runs when you play as Cassandra. So it doesn't matter what you do at the beginning of this chapter, but then once we switch characters automatically, you have to hit 7 home runs in a row. And what I would recommend is you go to your settings, go to controls. For your look sensitivity, I would highly recommend changing it to 5 or even 6. And for your dead zones, feel free to lower them. It can be pretty hard to hit the ball perfectly 7 times in a row with the default sensitivity.
Fucking skull.
You'll see how the minigame works here. You get a couple of practices playing as Stacy, but you're basically just going to have your aimer, aim it at the yellow circle, and then you want to hit the ball based on timing. And you won't be able to hit any home runs as Stacy, because Stacy's just not very good at baseball. Her mom has it going on, but her baseball skills are lacking.
Yep, looking good.
After a few hits, it'll automatically switch to Cassandra. And for the next 2 or 3-ish minutes, you have to hit 7 home runs in a row. If you miss a home run, you'll have to restart the chapter, which I recommend doing once we finish the game.
Holy shit.
This is another chapter which is
This the touch
enhanced a
Stanley.
lot by
Originally
the
released
game,
in
by the
1986
music.
for Transformers
So without the
animated
music, it's not as entertaining,
Steve, the
but it might be
stuffed crust.
easier for me to
Welcome
hit
to
these
Fromage
7 home
Fromage.
runs in a row.
This is my only sporting memory, and it feels tonally appropriate.
The only annoying part is if you do miss a home run, you have to restart the whole chapter, which can take multiple minutes. Also, missing a home run is a strike, or if you hit the ball and it doesn't go far enough. Every single swing of the ball has to be knocked out of the park all the way.
Why the hell are you quitting softball?
I guess this is my dad's plan, not mine. I've got the road trip, but
All right, so this is a little cutscene, and then after this, there is one more home run you need to hit. The final home run is the one that's going to hit the lighting in the stands. And if you hit the lighting in the stands, that's the final one. Which, if you missed this last one here, it's a shame. It's really annoying to have to replay the whole chapter. But I'm sorry I didn't design these achievements. I would have made them... I actually like the achievement list in this game. It's just a little annoying to have to rewatch all these cutscenes and stuff just to try again if you do fail on the last ball here. You fell out of the rhythm a little bit as you've been in the cutscene. But hopefully we hit that final home run just like that. We destroy the lights, and just like that, the achievement or trophy unlocks for us before we get shot back into the house, which is our little hub world for the next few chapters.
be weird seeing last.
All right,
year's
now that we're
photos.
back in the room,
Right?
you know
Like,
what
they
happens
have
usually when
cars,
we're here.
bruh.
There's
They
probably a
Grown up.
What does
a
the
yellow
know?
dot we would
Like,
want to interact with to start the next
disassociating?
chapter. We are not
Or
going
the
to
sex
do
and
that.
drugs?
Instead, we're going to wait for this little conversation to happen. We're going to go into the hallway to quickly check. There's nothing in the hallway. Let's start with our conversations. That's what I like to do the best. I like to start with the conversations and end with them. So we're going to talk to Slater
Until
first.
someone dies. What about Slater?
Noodles.
What's his...
Noodles. This press conference is over.
Still
After we
talking
talk to Slater,
what's
we
his
can
face?
talk to
Who,
Cassandra.
Cameron?
No, the one with the hair. His sister does track.
Oh, Harvey? Oh, no. I probably shouldn't say. It's embarrassing.
Well, now you've got to say.
You can't leave it like that.
He didn't want us to sin.
No way. Harvey's saving it for Jesus.
Don't tell anyone.
No, I won't. Or will I? I won't.
After those two conversations are done, we can interact
sheets.
with
What are you telling
the
your daughter
bed
to buy her some
itself.
sheets?
They're saying
You're an egg in a Teflon pan, baby. Get to slipping in a slide.
Double check the conversations. We're done them. I'm going to remind you of some of the other items that we could have done. The little embroidered rose, the band camp photo, the book, the corkboard with the boy band, the cassette tape by the table, and then in the hallway, the family photo. With all of those now done, conversations exhausted. Again, we're being very careful. We're actually not wasting that much time at all. But once we're ready, we can go into the bathroom here and find the detention slip, which is a memory that brings us into a chapter called Toilet Paper Attack. And there is an achievement or trophy for this chapter, which is super easy. and can also be mopped up at the end of the game if you need to for whatever reason.
Principal Rose. Are you nuts? He gave
As with every chapter in this game, there is a soundtrack that goes with this little mini game. It's a lot less exciting without that music in the background, but hopefully you're having a good time with the music in your headphones and hopefully my voice in your ears as well. If you are enjoying this video, I would really appreciate you drop a like and consider subscribing or checking out more of my walkthroughs. So you're going to pull a shopping cart to, I believe this is the principal's house, and you are going to throw toilet paper at it. So what I do is I just kind of run all the way to the right-hand side, and then you're just going to hold the right trigger to throw the toilet paper, and you just have to throw it 50 times. You can basically play this chapter like as long as you need to. It'll never end unless you want it to end, and you would want it to end by pressing like the A button. So just throw 50 rolls of toilet paper, the achievement or trophy unlocks, and then after that we can leave the scene to end it. So you see in the bottom right corner, I can already do a that's enough. I don't want to do that until the achievement unlocks. This is for going above and beyond and throwing 50 rolls instead of like the minimum required, which I think is 10. It doesn't matter if you go like back and forth, left and right, but sometimes it's easier to count if you're worried about losing count, but you can just keep throwing them. It takes about 1 full minute to get to 50.
You should play softball. No way. This is my Olympics. Shot. I hope it's like his wife's birthday or something tomorrow.
Oh, that's me.
He's gonna lose his shit.
Alright, so after 50, the achievement or trophy unlocks during gameplay. So after you've thrown 50 and gotten that to unlock, press A for the that's enough, and then this will end the toilet paper attack subchapter and bring us back to the house.
Your hands may not be visible on this twin-ply tissue, but they are here. They hang on every branch. They soil every corner of my sanctum.
I'm gonna run.
No way, he'll see you.
You are expelled, Stacy Rockford. No more hiding. No more games. The expulsion is final, irrevocable. You will leave my school and you will not return.
I did it, and I'm gonna do it again!
Cassandra? Cassandra Marino? Did Stacy Rockford put you up to this?
No idea who you're talking about.
She's amazing.
I know, right?
Come inside. We'll call your father.
We should plan a trip.
After pulling out of the detention slip, we are back in the house. There are a few more things to interact with here. Let me make sure I don't miss any of them. So we'll start by talking to Slater. We're going to make sure that all the conversations are done before we do that, though.
How come we can go to war, but we can't buy gin?
All right, start by talking to Slater and wait for that conversation to finish. Then we're going to talk to our other friend here.
Oh god, I hate that shit. Of course we did.
Yeah, I'm up there all the time. Me and Bruce.
You mean Buzz?
I'm pretty sure it's Bruce.
If I had to break this
After that, interact with the wall next to the cabinet. It's going to talk about the wallpaper. And then you can double check any of the other items in the room. We're going to actually go to, let me just check here. Photo on the table near the bathroom is this one. We are going to go into the bathroom again, but not right now. So yeah, we're going to interact with this yellow item to go to the next chapter. The next chapter is called Floating on Sadness. Another chapter that for us is going to be pretty quiet in this video because there is no music. But there is a missable achievement / trophy in this chapter. It's called It's the Pigs, Darling. And to get It's the Pigs, Darling, during this chapter, you're going to be floating around in like a black and white like city. And then you'll see these large, like, inflatable pig balloons. And there's going to be 5 of them. And we have to, like, crash into at least 3 of them. You can actually only crash into a maximum of 3 of them. Because if you hit the first one, you can't hit the second one, but you can hit the third one. And if you hit the third one, you can't hit the fourth one, but you can hit the 5th one. It's very, very simple. And I don't want to over-explain it and, like, make you anxious. So it's going to be super simple. You're going to see these giant pig balloons, and you're going to just make sure you steer your character into them as we play through this 2 or 3 minute chapter. And if you make a mistake, don't worry. You can mop this up very easily at the end of the game.
Sometimes an experience can't be categorized in a single genre. It's too complex. I find these situations difficult. You need a song that plays in counterpoint, something that fills the gaps, harmonizes, casts your feelings in relief. This is B.J. Thomas with Most of All, released in 1968.
So after you kind of go through that little like diner cafe, you'll come back outside. And then now that we're outside, this is the part where you'll kind of start floating like automatically, but you'll start floating upwards kind of to the rooftops. And then once we start kind of going towards the rooftops, you should see those floating pig balloons I mentioned earlier. Again, this is like super easy and takes pretty much 0 skill. Just spot them with your eyes right here. And then if you steer to the far right-hand side, you'll see the first pig balloon. Skip the second one. You can't hit it, but hit the third one kind of in the middle at the top. Skip the fourth one, and then hit the one that's kind of, again, in the middle at the top. And that's going to be 3 pig balloons hit. And the achievement or trophy for this doesn't actually unlock until you reach the end of this chapter. So once this little gameplay section ends, a cutscene starts, and it'll unlock for us. After it unlocks for us, we'll head back to the hub world at Cassandra's house.
How's Jenny fucking Goodspeed?
She's good. She's gonna be at the party tonight.
Fantastic.
Jenny likes you.
She called me a fat lesbo in junior high.
You said she had polio legs. My dad always says being a teenager is all carefree and shit, but it doesn't feel that way.
Uh-huh.
Everything feels huge. Everything's heavy. Everything's the end of the world. You know?
We have no point of reference. Maybe it just gets worse.
Awesome.
Now that we're back, let's start with our conversations. We'll start by talking to Slater on the bed, making sure to ignore, as always, the yellow indicator marker.
Oh, I've hurled.
I've seen Slater hurl. It was gross. It was hot dogs.
Oh no.
The hot dog spew. I spewed in the bath. Oh man, I mean, they look bad before I ate them.
It was confronting.
Really made me question some things.
After that conversation, talk to your other friend who is by the washroom. They are not possible to talk to. There they are. You can talk to them, but you have to do it from kind of behind.
Dad's ever smoked pot?
That one's a little tricky.
No, I think he would have narked immediately.
Why has your dad got such a stick up his ass?
I don't know. Grandpa's the same. Strict as hell. Was probably pretty rough for them here in the 50s.
Oh, fair.
After that, go ahead and interact with the trophy cabinet.
Cassandra's pretty good at whatever her parents set their minds to.
What's rhythmic gymnastics for anyway? What's its purpose?
I don't think I understand the question.
Well, if the answer is rhythmic gymnastics, what is the question, you know? Beats me.
Another item you'll want to grab is the curtains above the window. You will see my achievement unlock on screen here, but yours is not quite ready. There is a way to mop some of these up. I'll explain that at the end of the video.
It's violent. It's the reason Cass has brain damage.
Get bent.
And then we can turn back and walk towards Slater. Behind him on the bed, you can find a contract.
Your dad made you sign this?
Yeah. After we got busted.
I'm sick. Sick to my stomach. I could never shut myself.
I believe that kicks us off into a chapter called Cassandra's Rooftop. It's either now or starting very shortly. But don't worry, nothing to miss for the next little while, or else I'll let you know. The next thing we're going to have to do for specifically an achievement or trophy is to fix the little cassette disc camera thing we have. We're going to have to fix that in 15 seconds or less.
If she drops out of college, she's not coming back here.
Just leave it there.
Oh, sure.
What's our options if there's no stash at the Ritz?
It'll be there.
But what if it's not?
Okay, so we're already back in the room. I don't know if that technically counted as Cassandra's rooftop or not, but don't worry. We're still making the right progress. We're waiting for the dialogue, as always, just to finish before we kind of continue some conversations. Walk forward, talk to Cassandra.
What's the music situation at Camille's party? DJ?
Yeah, one of her friends from LA, DJ Dropout.
We can also double check while this conversation's happening. We can just do a quick little double check around the room. Make sure nothing else is missing. We can double check out in the hallway that the family photo and everything worked. It did. We'll talk to Slater. We'll wait patiently for that to finish before we interact with the window.
What am I going to do with you two away?
Move to LA.
Move to New York.
Do I have to move? Can I just flit about on the coastal winds of California?
All right, we'll double check that Cassandra doesn't have anything new, nothing new on the desk, and we're good to go. Look out the window to start the next chapter. I guess this counts as Cassandra's rooftop chapter.
I can't believe I dated that guy. He got to second base.
Yeah, he's a garbage dump.
Why does this keep happening to me?
All these kids are messed up. You kind of validate them.
What does that mean?
I don't know. People are shit. And you make people feel like they're interesting, you know? When I met you, I thought I was just elevator music. Worthless. I was in the deep suck, but you looked at me and Slater like we were cool. Like we were the Ramones, you know? People are so preoccupied with their own self-loathing, they'll kill for a little ray of sunshine. Everyone's terrified they'll need to make some great change to be awesome. But no one wants to change, and you made me feel like I didn't have to.
All right, so we are back in the room again with that chapter basically being just a cutscene.
You know, any college boy will do.
We're not going to talk to Slater just yet. We are first going to talk
Just alt stuff, I think.
to the, like, we're going to finish the conversation that's automatically starting once we kind of start in the room.
Tells me everything I need to know.
Let's see if we can talk to Cass in the corner here. We can.
I know a few. Not many. It's premium.
Are we missing out? Not being with the other seniors for the last party?
No way. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, agree.
We've moved on.
And then this is kind of your last chance before you move on. Just double check anything you want to move on. The last thing we'll do is talk to Slater. And we do end up leaving this house after this chapter.
What's up?
There is a missable achievement or trophy coming up right here. We have to fix this little device in 15 seconds or less. Use your cursor to pick it up, select it and grab it, rotate it backwards, drop it, open the battery compartment, grab a battery, and place the battery in the back. Take another battery, place the battery in the back, close the back, and then flip it back over and press the red button. Do that in 15 seconds or less to unlock the instructions not required achievement / trophy. If you don't get it within 15 seconds, we'll be able to mop it up by starting at Cassandra's rooftop chapter and then just playing forward. But the next chapter, moving on, I believe we're about chapter 16, if I'm not mistaken. This one is called Bodacious Cretaceous? Bodacious Cretaceous? I don't know, something about dinosaurs. We are sneaking into like a little kind of like theme park museum about dinosaurs. It's kind of the middle of the night. And one of the things we have to do here is take 20 photos. So you will get a camera kind of by default during this chapter. But if you're just playing the game just to kind of play through it or play it normally, you wouldn't normally take 20 full photos. So we're going to have to kind of make sure we take those 20 photos before we finish the chapter out if we don't want to have to replay it in any way. We're going to start by following the pathway forward and kind of around the corner. Then we'll enter into like our first little kind of quote-unquote exhibit. And then that's when we'll get access to our camera automatically through like a cutscene here. And then we'll be able to take our camera kind of in and out of our pocket using the right trigger. So we're just going to keep kind of our camera out for a little bit here right at the beginning. So start by dropping down. Your camera is the left trigger. Once you pull it out, you can take a photo with the right trigger. And we're just going to keep taking photos with the right trigger. You can essentially just mash the right trigger as fast as possible. And we're going to do this until 20 photos are taken. I don't even think you have to move between photos. So I think that's number 8, and then number 9, and then number 10. And then 10 more will bring us to 20. You can just keep taking photos until it unlocks. There's no risk of like running out of film or running out of time. And you only have to take 20 throughout the whole chapter. And there's going to be many more options or opportunities to take photos throughout the chapter. But I think I'd recommend just getting it done and out of the way as early as you can. Once you get that don't move achievement/trophy to unlock, you can put your camera down, and then you want to kind of follow the yellow wire or the yellow cable into the little like hedge maze. At the end, you'll find what's like a little bit of a utility shed, and then in that shed, you can find a switch to turn the power back on to this exhibit. I don't think this counts as like an item because it's mandatory to proceed with the story.
This is The Drunk Flamingo by Abraham Zimol, who usually wrote jingles for commercials.
There'll be another moment here where normally if you're playing, you would have a very fun song playing that thematically fits the rest of the scene. Doesn't happen for us, unfortunately. But what we can do is we can walk forward and interact with the exhibit to turn it on. After we do that, our friends are going to want a cool photo of themselves, which we'll just quickly grab. I believe you need to take the photo of them in order to be able to move through the door on the right-hand side to the next area. There are also like lots of little things you can look at, but none of them are interactable from my experience, so we're just going to move forward. Up the stairs and to the left into the next exhibit.
Man. The dinosaurs are punk.
I think some are new wave. The tone is all over the place. It's the long necks.
Imagine being swallowed by a bunch of...
And at the end of this walkway here on the left, you can press the button in order to turn on the long necks, I guess is their nickname. Again, we pull out our camera and we take a quick photo. I think you need to, or else the door to leave here is locked anyways. And there's no like conversations or anything we can do with any of our friends, so we just move on through the next door, around this wooden boardwalk, around the bend. There'll be a tree blocking our path. We'll drop down to the left. You'll see kind of like a roller coaster bumper car situation. Stick to the left here, and then to the right, and you'll find another button. If you press the button, it opens another dinosaur. You want to pull out your camera and take another photo. This may or may not count as an optional conversation, so let's just make sure we don't accidentally miss it. After that, we can press the button to move forward.
This is literally the best day of my life.
You'll now be on a roller coaster for not that long, probably only about a minute long. If I'm not mistaken, the roller coaster will break, we'll get off, and then we'll have to leave the facility on foot.
Yeah, Jamie D, I know him.
What happened?
He spilled beer on Mike Heisler. One of his little goons sucker punched him.
Nice.
Anyway, Mike Heisler. He's an anomaly. Like, he's cool, but not in a traditional way.
Is he, though?
Yeah, he gets good grades, he's super smart, kind of hot in an uggo way, but he parties hard. People worship him. Here's the mama.
Look at its melons.
The babies have stumpy little necks. I love them.
What's Mike Heisler up to these days?
Last time I saw him at a party, he was surrounded by a crowd and he was trying to swallow a hammer.
What? How?
Like, the small end first. Kind of deep-throating it and gagging. People loved it.
And that's hot?
It's hot that he doesn't give a fuck. The way nothing bothers him, people want that. They just don't want to be afraid.
In the land of fear, only the man who swallows hammers is free.
The ride has encountered an error. Please disembark and follow the lights to your nearest exit.
Oh.
Alright, so after getting kicked off of the roller coaster, we can walk forward and up the stairs. And then to the right. Then climb up to the left.
Either way, we're advancing.
Climb up again. Onto the balcony here.
Wow.
And then to the left.
Ow!
and then down the stairs into the little like decorations from the roller coaster. This is actually one of the fun moments of the game here. The game lets you enter kaiju mode, which I thought was like, you know, it made me smile. So thumbs up for that. Adds some music too, which is fun. But if we just follow the tracks of the roller coaster into the, I guess, T-Rex's mouth and around the corner, I believe we close out this subchapter right here.
Well, jet pilots, cave divers, people who do wheelies, etc., they see death behind them. They're trying to outrun death.
Sick, that's me.
But people who stay inside, avoid the danger and parties and people, they see death in front of them.
I'm going to wait for this dialogue just to finish between our characters here.
Where do you see death?
Because I do want to interact with this Triceratops. I think you have to leave anyways, but we're going to be safe. We're going to interact with it, pull out our camera, and take a quick photo.
Undeniable evidence.
Undeniable evidence of awesome crime.
How do you define awesome crime?
Crime. But I'm doing it.
There's these cardboard cutouts as well. You can take a quick photo of your friends in the cardboard cutouts.
All right.
Don't think that's required, but I figured I would show it off. And from there, we can move through the wooden doors and exit out.
Whoa.
Oh.
This is one of the longer subchapters in the game. It's technically not done yet. We're going to get kicked right now into a small cutscene, and then after that cutscene, there's going to be kind of another cutscene that's slightly more interactable. So this is probably one of the only subchapters that's probably approaching 10 minutes once it's done.
We got it right tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Just, most of the time, I'm wondering if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? To have the optimal teenage experience.
The teenage experience is unobtainable.
Yeah. It's like Bodacious Cretaceous. I remember.
So here the dinosaur will start walking. At some point it will stop walking if you're not pressing forward on your left stick. Also, the game just goes absolutely wild with your rumble on your controller. It's one of the only times where I've actually went into some of my settings and changed my maximum rumble from like 100% down to like 60.
Writing the albums. The greatest hits comes later, after it's all over.
Exactly.
So just continue walking forward, and the conversation will eventually end, and you eventually reach kind of the end of the path, and then that'll kick you back into another chapter, and then in that chapter we'll be able to essentially skateboard, and then there's an achievement or trophy in that skateboarding section.
This is set in stone. You must promise.
Gotcha.
If you know anything about the history of our Earth, you may know what's coming next based on the bright light in the sky.
I've been saving this for the party. For our greatest hit. Wailing Peasant Vodka. The drink for those who can't sink any lower. 74%. Illegal in 8 states.
Look at the warnings. You're gonna get your stomach pumped.
Scramble.
There's a decently long cutscene here, by the way. The way the next little part of the game works, there's a pretty long section of cutscenes, and then there's going to be quite a few chapters in gameplay kind of coming back to back to back to back before we close out the game in approximately the next hour.
Okay.
Do you children know anything about an abandoned worker's cottage in the woods? Possibly some of your friends. What are their names?
We don't go in the woods, Dad.
Stacy, Van, could you step outside a moment? You're staying home tonight.
What?
Bill Robbie down at the liquor store said kids have been in and out of there all day. Something's happening tonight, and I don't want you part of it.
You can't. This is our last night together. I told you about this.
No! You will stay home, goddammit! You're not going anywhere anytime soon.
What are you saying?
Tam Gavin saw you skipping class Thursday, and don't bother denying it, because I know it's true. Then there's this. Why do you have this? Stoners use these.
You went through my room?
You're smoking pot.
No!
Who gave you this? Those two out there?
No!
We've given you so much trust. But I can't bring myself to give you any more.
Dad.
You're not ready to be on your own, not so far away. And I can't tolerate the way you're behaving.
No.
Well, tell everyone you're doing a charity gap year.
You can't be fucking serious.
I'm not paying for you to F around and party at college, to go on road trips. If you're not grown enough for a privilege like this, then we'll wait till you are. There's closer schools. I need to get back on shift. Tell those two it's time to leave.
You can't do this!
Now! Kid, you are breaking my heart. You leaving tomorrow?
Yeah.
If I find you at that party, and I will find that party, you'll spend 24 hours in detention. I promise you that. You'll be walking to New York. Now, get out of my house.
You promised you'd go to Camille Cole's party.
What?
You promised! It'll ruin my soundtrack.
I'm fucking grounded.
Sneak out.
I wouldn't have to sneak out if you weren't leaving.
Whatever, man. Just be there.
Cass! Now!
All right, so this next chapter here, I believe, is called Skateboard Explosion. There's a missable achievement here called Appetite for Destruction. Basically, as we're skateboarding, you'll be able to use the left and right triggers to basically explode stuff on the sides of the roads because you're so angry as a teenager that basically you're going to destroy the world. So we're going to hop on our skateboards here, and this is super simple. Don't overthink it. The easiest way to get this achievement, this achievement that just popped, by the way, is just for progress. Just mash the left and the right triggers. Literally, you might be able to hear me doing it in the background here. And we're just going to basically, we're going to be exploding stuff as we skateboard. You do actually have to also, like, go left and right with your skateboard to avoid cars. I was explaining it a little bit too deeply there and made a small mistake, but that won't matter. As long as everything explodes along the way, you're good. And the easiest way to make sure you do that is just continually, repeatedly press left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, right trigger, and just keep doing that for like the next 3 or 4 minutes. And you can see that I'm doing it just based on the fingers that my character is using. That's how you know that I'm using the left trigger and the right trigger and just mashing them. You can, if you want, like, try to time it so that you're doing it correctly. But I found that it's easier if you just mash the buttons. You won't miss anything by accident, and you don't have to think about it that way. You'll be making your way down the road here for a while. You can also like jump and do tricks while you're doing all this, which is fun, but a distraction if we're trying just to kind of grab achievements and stuff. You are going to go here through the mall after you take out the billboard, and then you'll take out the glass to break into the mall, and you will be skating through the mall for a little bit. The last object on this little circuit is a giant gumball machine at the end of the mall. And once you reach that and you destroy the gumball machine, the achievement or trophy should unlock. And if it doesn't, you probably just made a small mistake and missed something, which is not a big deal at all. We would mop that up after we beat the game. So around the corner here right in front of us now, we jump. And then we don't have to make that jump, by the way. But if you break the gumball machine... There's our achievement, Appetite for Destruction, which is surprisingly still rare as people are working through the game here on launch day. This chapter ends, and then the next chapter is called The Shitty Ritz. And that's going to be our kind of next little hub world. And then our last hub world is called Slater's House. And, you know, the longer we play here, we're kind of getting pretty close here to wrapping up the game. You feel free to do a pretty big trick here if you want.
You ain't got the steez, Slater. You're all limbs. Shut it. Shut it.
Look at all this organized sport. It's so regimental, you know?
Yeah, it's not for me.
Alright, the chapter ends once you reach the bottom of the road here. You get off the skateboards and then go up the path. And we are heading back towards that little cabin in the woods that we had earlier. It'll just be you and Slater for a little bit for this next foreseeable future. And there will be a ton of little mini-game chapters that are like 10, 30, 40 seconds long each. Each one of them will have an achievement, and you can do them in any order. Don't worry, we're not going to make it more complicated than it has to be. We're going to keep things nice and easy by starting off in this kind of new hub world, so to say, by interacting with all of the white dots and making sure not to interact with any of the yellow ones. So the first thing we want to grab right here on the table in front of us, let's interact with this kind of like poster on the table.
You think she'll sneak out?
I don't know. She seemed...
I'm actually going to skip some of the other stuff here, and I'm going to go talk to Slater really quick, just to make sure we don't have a double conversation with him. I like to start off with the conversations first when possible.
It's so peaceful.
So, talk to Slater.
How peaceful it is without us.
And then start walking back towards the beginning. So, just double check on that poster. We have the poster done. There's a refrigerator here to the left-hand side. We're also going to interact with the refrigerator.
Slater got stuck in this fridge for like 45 minutes. We thought he was gonna die. We set it on fire as revenge.
There's nothing off here to the left at all, even though it looks like there might be. We can double check. Nothing really up here. So then past the fridge and past the table, you can find kind of on the ground, not the yellow one, but on the boxes, you'll find some wine bottles.
I can't imagine my sister hanging out here the way we do.
Now that it's come up, I do remember Kitty Lowe telling me your sister could party.
How did everyone know this?
Then we can go up the stairs, ignoring the paint cans, and looking into the front window.
Who do you think lived here?
Don Montague, miner, union man, loved the bottle, had a penchant for bare knuckle.
After the front window, go back downstairs, again, ignoring the paint cans, take a turn to the left, And then next to the car on a box is a canister for whippets. They use these at Starbucks as well as in the worst part of your town. After that, we can go and still ignore anything that is yellow. On this small table, you can find like a boombox stereo. Just make sure you wait for that dialogue to completely finish. Take a quick look around, make sure there's no more solid white dots for you to interact with. And now all of the yellow dots, you can do them in any order you want, but in between each one, make sure you talk to Slater. So I'm going to do them in the order that the game technically lists them in. So the first one is going to be the paint cans. This will bring us into a chapter called Door Painting, and we have to paint the door within like 15 seconds. This is pretty easy, but if you don't know what you're waiting for, it is easy to also fail, but also easy to replay via chapter select after the game. All you want to do is take the roller, which is automatic, and then bring the roller to the top, hold the right trigger, and start painting the door down all the way to the bottom. Then paint just slightly, next to it. We're trying to paint the whole door here in about 15 seconds flat. It's not like it doesn't have to be perfect, but try your best to only have to go up and down like 4 times.
What did you just say?
You might have missed some spots, which is not a huge deal. Try to cover them up. And if you finish the door in time, it will automatically end the chapter, and you should get that achievement.
You think that's it?
I do. Yeah.
After you paint the door, we'll be brought back into our kind of little hub world. We're doing a lot of little mini games. Each mini game gives us a part of a photograph, and then once we put that photograph together, we'll find our sister's secret stash. But like I mentioned before, between each mini game, you want to make sure you just double check for any white dots, and there will always be one by Slater. And that's for a Slater conversation. So between every mini game, make sure we talk to him.
Why would you tell me that?
I just thought you should know Boldini wants your mom. You want to be friends with someone who's jonesing for your mom?
I mean, only if he'll make my mom happy and be a supportive father figure.
All right, after that conversation, the next little mini game we can do is the sofa. We have 30 seconds to move the sofa in the next chapter. You want to start the chapter by using both of your sticks, your left stick and your right stick. You're going to want to push them to the right-hand side. The timing on this is really close, so don't worry if you fail. But you want to basically get Cassandra here and Slater to move the couch kind of all the way to the far right where the fire was before we started this chapter. And once you line up the couch with the blue spot on the ground, you can just tap the A button to drop the couch. And if you do this in 30 seconds, you'll unlock an achievement or trophy. Hopefully it works for us here. I'm already tapping A. And it did unlock. This one's called Sofa King Fast. This brings us back out front. It's just like a little bit of a memory as to how the couch got there.
Maybe someone else will find them here and wonder how they got here.
And we will find our second photo as well to kind of progress this chapter.
We're on.
We're so on.
Once we're back, we will have another new white dot, which is a conversation with Slater. So we'll make sure we use that.
Yes, at Gomer's place.
And he just wiped it off and kept talking.
The girl spewed in his mouth and he still wouldn't shut up.
All right, so the next little mini game we'll do is this one, which is the fireplace. This starts a chapter called Leaf Sweeping, and we have 45 seconds to sweep all of the leaves out of the circle. you'll use the A button, and it is like a charged attack. If you hold the A button, you'll sweep a little bit harder. You want to kind of start in the middle and then sweep out to the edges, and then just make sure you're not like leaving any leaves behind. 45 seconds can be a little bit tight, but it's actually not that bad either. I was able to do it in under 30 seconds my first try, but I also had a try where it just felt like I was missing leaves that I didn't realize, and it was just a little bit harder than I had originally thought it was. We should be good to go here. This should be our last leaf here, and when the circle in the middle turns green, we are done, and the achievement unlocks leaves that are green. Clear the leaves in under 45 seconds. So that one's not too bad and can be pretty easily mopped up if you make any mistakes.
We laughed a lot here. We drank. We hurled.
We're back to the outside of the Ritz now, and we're going to keep our eyes peeled for another white dot, and it is for a conversation with Slater.
You gonna show me your album? You're running out of time.
No, probably not.
You show me all your other stuff.
You know, a sketch, that's today. You can make another one tomorrow. It doesn't always say a lot. But you make an album, that says too much. It says, this is who I am in this period of my life, you know? And I know no one's going to listen to it, but if they did, they'd see me. Don't you think that's weird? I don't really want to, like, put that out in the world.
I totally get it. Music is serious. You've got to show me, though.
No way.
Why not?
You'll dissect it like a frog. You'll see my insides. What if you listen to it and realize I'm a psycho or something?
I'll still be your friend if you make shitty music. I'll just think less of you.
See, I'm never showing you.
I'm joking. I'll love it. If it captures you right now, I want that. I want to listen to that. If I could take you to New York on a cassette tape, I'd be braver.
All right, so after we're done with the little fireplace, again, this will probably be your kind of last chance to find any white dots. So the little, spray can, the boombox, Slater, the wine, the poster, the refrigerator. Slater actually can't be talked to anymore. He's fully exhausted of options. Don't forget the front window. And the last minigame we can play is the slingshot. There's also an achievement tied to this chapter. The chapter is going to be called Slingshot, and the achievement is for getting all of the targets off of the car in 30 seconds or less. This kind of works like almost like a little bit of a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter. It's pretty simple. Just aim down, press the right trigger, and then aim the slingshot at whatever you want to hit, and then just make your way down the car. I'm going to make my way down the car to the left first, all the way to the bumper. There's a bunch of cans on the way. You can't miss too many, but it's better to just get more shots off than not enough. There's a couple more cans, and then there's also some stuff on the hood here. I think I'm good for 30 seconds. I did make a couple of mistakes, but nothing major. And if you get everything in 30 seconds, there we go. From the hip unlocks. You just have to be fast, aim right down sight, and just keep firing. Even if you miss one, it's probably better just to fire as fast as possible, even if you miss, than to take too long lining up the perfect shot. This will also be the last piece of your last photo, which I believe means we now get to move on to the next chapter, which is Slater's house.
Holy shit, it's in the floor!
Wait!
What?
We must believe. Under this floor we will find not only a heinous stash, but an only slightly expired cask of the Bordellini's premium Pinot Grigio.
I believe.
What song's next?
Well, it was gonna be Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, but I can't play it now.
Yeah, it's Cass's song.
Exactly, it's her song.
Maybe we should just have a moment of silence.
Yeah.
I guess we should head soon. Cass?
Last day!
Yeah! Triumph! Victory!
Why would anyone even come out here? Wow, it's charming. Hey, Slater.
Hey.
Hey, Stacy.
Okay. Can I talk with you?
About what?
Why did you bring Jenny fucking Goodspeed?
I knew you were gonna be weird about this.
We swore we'd never tell anyone.
And we didn't. This is it. We're never coming back here. Who cares?
But Jenny?
What, I can't have other friends? You're acting like my dad.
This was supposed to be our last night together. Just us three. I curated the entire soundtrack. It was your fucking plan.
Don't act like you want us all together. All you talk about is leaving.
I don't mean you guys.
All you do is hang out with us. What else could it mean?
Why are you being such a dick?
Because you messed up our trip. You couldn't wait one more week?
The road trip? We'll go next year. It's not a big deal.
It's a big deal to me. This is the first time I'll be out on my own. I wanted you there.
You should be happy for me.
Jenny's coming with us to LA.
What?
Hey, I'll just go. I've got some friends drinking at the Heaven 11.
You're replacing me with Jenny? When were you gonna tell me?
Why do we have to run everything by you? You're ditching us.
I'm not ditching you. Grow up.
You don't get to leave and still tell us what to do. We're not your fucking sidekicks.
I think we should probably chill out.
You're being an asshole.
Fuck off. What are you doing?
I'm listening to Roads by Portishead from their debut album. It's kind of hollow, haunting. Long stretches of electric piano.
Of all the songs in this game, I feel like this is probably one of the better moments for the way the song fits the mood of the scene. Obviously, most of the game is matched around that specifically, but at least for me, I thought this one knocked it out of the park. No softball puns intended. As I mentioned earlier, this kind of longer little cutscene here does bring us to Slater's house, which is kind of our last little like hub area for now. And we'll be able to interact with a bunch of items in his room, a bunch of conversations as well. And then we'll kind of continue through the last few chapters of the game. If I had to take a guess here, I think we're around chapter 25 out of 30. So I think the next scene coming up on screen right now is Slater's house.
I get it, you know?
This is the last bedroom area of the game.
Oh, yeah?
His room has a lot of things you can interact with, and we're going to follow our rule, which is like have the conversation, interact with all of the items that aren't the yellow one, because the yellow one brings us to a next scene. And in this case, I believe we're only in his house for like one chapter, basically. So we only really have one chance here if we want to just get this out of the way. So the first thing I want to do is I want to interact with the art wall kind of behind his bed, like the wall that's basically his headboard. That one's the easiest one to miss, so I'm going to do that one first.
He draws, makes music, makes t-shirts. I don't appreciate him enough.
Just because that one's so easy to miss, I want to start with it. But then the second one, we're going to follow our regular pattern, and we're going to talk to Slater himself.
Joining the party?
Yeah, a few. Do you still want to go? Because I'm down for whatever.
After talking to Slater, making sure the dialogue is all fully done, let's interact with the little mini-master on his table. We can look through our 25 photos we took earlier. And then we're going to basically work our way counterclockwise around the room. So from the desk, we're going to find a photo on the dresser of Slater and his mom. We're going to continue towards the couch. On the couch, find the book. After the book, you can interact with the guitar.
Belonged to one of Slater's grandparents or something. Weird, because it looks like it's from the future.
After the guitar, you can interact with the Polaroids on the speaker, not far from the TV.
It's a dirty trick.
Then you can interact with the little robot that is on the bookshelf here by the staircase.
Usually this robot brings me joy.
Next to the robot, you can find one of these like plasma lights. I had one of these as a kid. It was one of the coolest things I owned. You can actually play with this one too. Again, we're going to ignore the yellow icon, but we are going to walk towards that direction. Next to it, another very cool item I owned, the lava lamp.
I'm one with this lava lamp. Just a useless, blobby piece of shit.
Then we can interact with the vinyl record player.
War of the Worlds, Jeff Wayne, quintessential Slater album.
Then we want to interact with the fish tank. You can tap on the fish tank, although I'm not sure it does anything, to be honest. Maybe they do follow. Yeah, they do follow your tapping, just not that quickly. After the fish tank, feel free to do another lap of the room just to double check. We will talk to Slater. If he doesn't say anything, he's done talking to us too. That should be everything in this room. We do come back here. But let's go ahead and interact with the, I think this is like a VHS player. Just based on what we're about to be doing.
You want to hear a song?
Or this is a tape deck, actually. Never mind.
Seriously? Don't fuck with me.
Well, just a B-side, okay?
The VHS player is obviously next to the TV. I don't know. Just because the next chapter is in a VHS store, I just thought it was our connection to the next chapter, but it's actually not.
I wanted to make this synth odyssey, like some 8-minute Rick Wakeman adventure about spaceships and dragons and shit.
Slater, this is fantastic.
You think so?
Yeah! I mean, this is fucking cinematic. You have to give me this song. I'll show it to Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, maybe.
I wish I could make music.
You could. You know loads about music.
The music is not within me. Why do you make music?
For something to do?
Right.
Actually, you know what I like about making stuff? It's like in superhero comics. You're no one. Then a magic rat bites you or whatever, and suddenly you have purpose. You have things to learn. You're suddenly about something. When you decide to make an 8-minute synth odyssey, you got homework to do. You've got somewhere to be. You know?
I'm gonna miss you so much.
Once we get back to Slater's house, you can go ahead and have the conversation with him. Double check the room just to make sure you have everything. And we should have all of the available missable items and conversations throughout the game for the front and back achievement to unlock at some point here. If not, it's not a huge issue. There will be a way to mop it up that I'll explain at the end of the video. Just make sure you do a little quick loop and make sure there's no white dots, even some of the trickier ones. But once you're ready, you can interact with the yellow marker again to start off the next chapter.
This is what it must have felt like when Simon and Garfunkel broke up. The soundtrack has abandoned me.
What song was gonna be next?
Well, we were supposed to be buzzed, reminiscing on our way to the party. It was Powder, by All Clear.
I think you should still play it. Maybe it'll set us back on the right track. If the music can make the moment, maybe it can change it too.
What are we doing?
Hanging out, getting buzzed.
I've got to get out of this place.
My mom took me to this beach shack a couple of years ago. There was no TV and only books about nature and stuff. I read a book about this most excellent lady called Jennifer Owen.
Owen? I barely know him.
My head's a tumble dryer.
Yup, I'm wasted. Anyway, this scientist, she discovered all these insects and stuff by studying her own little garden. Didn't need to go to the jungle or anything.
What's your point?
Small spaces, when carefully observed, can reveal wonders.
Whoa.
The wizards live in my brain, man. I don't need to go searching for them.
Slater?
Cha?
Go rent us some movies.
3 movies. 1 new release, 2 weeklies.
God damn it, I can try.
So this next chapter takes place at the video store, and there are actually 2 missable achievements or trophies we can go for. One of them is for knocking 200 tapes off of the shelves, and the other one is for knocking down the cardboard cutouts inside of the store. So all you need to do is basically just run around, and you'll use your hands to either knock over these cardboard cutouts, which there are 5 of, or you'll be able to kind of walk into the shelves with the VHS tapes, and you'll just be able to essentially knock them onto the floor. You have to do 200 of them, and the achievement should unlock kind of as you're playing. And there are also 5 cardboard cutouts kind of in the 4 corners of the store, and then 1 in the middle. To actually beat this section, you would need to rent 1 yellow movie and then 2 blue movies. So as long as you don't pick up 3 movies and then walk to the front counter, you basically can play this chapter for as long as you need to. So just keep walking around, keep knocking over VHS tapes off the shelves, knock over all 5 of the cardboard cutouts, and then you should see those achievements kind of unlock on screen here for me. The VHS tape one you won't see unlock on screen. It unlocked off screen for me for some reason. But either way, just knock over as many of them as you can. Knock over the cardboard cutouts. Then rent 2 blue movies, 1 yellow movie. And then you can basically walk to the exit and end the chapter for
I
now.
feel like the covers are watching me. God, so fucking crisis in here. No rigidity at all. Regular man, regular citizen, going about my... Whoa, whoa. Sorry. This carpet should be illegal. Too brazen for the common man. Awaken some primitive part of the brain. Oh god, it's brighter than the surface of the sun. I'm suddenly very aware, yet also disconnected. I'm just saying, going about my evening.
Once you are ready to leave the chapter, just go to the front desk with your 3 movies. This will kick off a cutscene, which lasts about 3 minutes or so, and that'll set us off to the next chapter, which is called The Run.
Damn, no problem. Just gotta pick up my wallet.
Slater, legend. Build him a statue.
Thanks, dude.
Easy. Hey, Stacy,
Yeah?
do you remember Caitlin's party?
Oh, God.
Yeah?
When Cassandra got up on the roof? What did you yell at her?
Oh,
Say it exactly how you said it.
Cassandra, you slut! Get off the roof! I feel like I'm gonna hurl. Cassandra?
Mom, who is it?
One moment. It's the pigs, darling.
You can call me Officer Marino when I've got the badge on, Miss Slater.
It's Cassandra's dad.
No way. What can I do for you, officer?
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your evening, ma'am, but a parent informed the department of an illegal gathering planned for tonight on the main beachfront.
No, the party. It's busted.
Shit! Shit!
Well, thank you, officer. How's darling Cassandra?
She's fine, keeping her home tonight. Maybe you should think of doing the same for Van. Now, there's some adolescents drinking in the Heaven 11 parking lot, and that's my problem, apparently. Have yourself a nice evening, ma'am.
The Heaven 11 parking lot.
But that's...
Cassandra. This is Yesterday's Hero by John Paul Young. Christ, I'm out of shape.
This chapter that's starting now is called The Run, and there is a pretty annoying missable achievement / trophy here. It's called, well, take a look at that, and it's for not missing a single jump or slide while rescuing Cassandra. So you're going to be using the right trigger to slide under things, and then you'll also be using the A button to jump over things. And you basically have to do the next around 3 minutes flawlessly. So if you were to jump too early or too late, you'll find yourself kind of like stumbling instead of getting a clean jump. And then similarly for the slides, if you slide like too late or too early, you'll find yourself kind of crawling under an item instead of jumping over it. So at the beginning here, we're going to be jumping over the fences, then sliding under the hedge, then sliding under the little birdhouse. You'll automatically mantle over this fence. That doesn't count as a stumble. And then we'll end up going into the next house and then dropping down from there across the little park path. And then in this next house, we'll slide under the slide. We'll jump over, making sure not to stumble. If you stumbled, you jumped too early or too late. Then you can jump over the white picket fence, jump onto the white table with the red cups, and then you can slide through the hole in the fence. And then when you get across the street, jump over onto the yellow car without stumbling. And there is a really annoying jump kind of near the end of this section, which is what makes it particularly unfun to have to replay. But you'll make it past the pool, automatically through the chicken coop, and then automatically into the road. And then for the next little section, you'll just be running through the school, where you don't really have to do many maneuvers. Right after hopscotch, make sure you jump over the picnic table. You'll automatically go up the stairs. This balcony, you'll automatically mantle onto the buses, but jump between the buses to make sure you don't stumble. And then that will bring you to the football game. And after the football game, there are a few more jumps to do. So these upcoming jumps are the most annoying. You'll run up the stairs, you'll have to jump onto the rooftop, and then for this one, you have to jump onto the kind of little HVAC unit. You have to jump pretty late. You'll slide underneath the piping, and then automatically go across the roof. That jump onto the HVAC unit, I probably failed 3 times, which added an extra 10 minutes for me in my initial playthrough. Slide through the little hole to exit out the warehouse, and as you round this corner and begin the cutscene, the achievement will unlock if you did it perfectly. Once you do reach this cutscene, though, you'll just kind of be waiting for about a minute until we regain control of our character here in the next chapter.
Come on.
Stacy?
It's your dad! Don't move. You should run.
Are you sure?
Tell stories of my bravery.
Thank you.
For the most part, during this section, this is all just going to be a somewhat lengthy cutscene. I think this one's going to be probably 3 or 4 minutes long, and then that'll bring us to the next chapter, which is called Coastal Cruise. And there is something to do in Coastal Cruise, but for now, there isn't really much gameplay to worry about.
Your father'd be ashamed to see you like this.
My dad's not ashamed. And he's not a sicko who locks me up all summer.
Kids like you are the reason Cassandra's dropping out of sports, ruining her chances. Get up, Stacy. Get in the car.
Cassandra's just searching for something that's not planned out. Something that belongs to her. And you might think we're dragging her down, but the truth is, we were just there when she started looking. She's caring and happy and hopeful. Those parts of her are incorruptible. And if you keep trying to control her, you're never gonna see it. You're never gonna know her. And sir, knowing Cassandra's one of the best things I do. You want to protect her, I get it, but as Rush said in their 1982 classic, any escape might help to smooth the unattractive truth, but the suburbs have no charms to soothe the restless dreams of youth.
In 1969, on his second studio album, Canadian artist Leonard Cohen said, "Like a bird on a wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free."
Holy shit.
Goddamn delinquents.
All right, so this is the beginning of the Coastal Cruise chapter. There is an achievement in this chapter called Banned in Massachusetts, and it is for making sure you set off every firework. This chapter is only about maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes, but during this chapter there is about a 3-minute section where you will be in a car, and that's coming up very soon here. During that car section, I'll tell you exactly what you need to do, but you need to make sure you set off all of the fireworks. I'll tell you what the best strategy for that is in about a minute when we get there.
What are we gonna do now?
Whoa, sucking your guts. It's Camille Cole.
Now here's a band of troublemakers. Hey, Cass.
What's up, Camille?
Hey, you're little Rockford. Your sister is fucking wild.
I've heard.
I'm Van Slater, by the way.
Hello. Hey, question. My party got busted. You kids know any place we can hang out, get high?
Yeah, we know a place. Can I pick the music? Hey!
All right, so this is the car section I was mentioning earlier. You'll get a notification on your screen to let you know like when it's officially starting. But basically, once you stand up in the car here, you'll be able to use your triggers to set off fireworks. Similar to when we were using our fingers to explode stuff while skateboarding. All you want to do for this chapter, pretty much for the rest of it, for the next 3 minutes or so, you just want to continually press the left and the right trigger, just non-stop, like just keep pressing them up, on and off, like don't hold them. Keep pressing the left and right trigger, just repetitively, over and over, at least once a second for the next 3 or so minutes. And as you're doing that, you'll notice all of these fireworks are going off in front of you. Theoretically, if you took too long with your left and right triggers, one of these fireworks wouldn't explode in time, and then that's why you wouldn't get the achievement or trophy. Also, at some point, it's going to look like we are changing into a cutscene, but you have to set off the fireworks the whole time, even when the camera angles change. You are now setting off fireworks all the way to the end of this chapter, and the achievement or trophy unlocks right at the very end of the chapter. So just keep exploding these fireworks until it unlocks. So in this tunnel, it might look like you're entering a cutscene. This is not a cutscene. We are still technically in gameplay, and you want to make sure you're using your left and right trigger. This is where I failed on my first time through, but you can mop this up pretty easily in about 4 to 5 minutes with chapter select if you really have to. So I'm still pressing my left and right trigger, and I think at some point around here is where this chapter ends. And assuming you were quick enough with the left and the right triggers, you will unlock that band in Massachusetts achievement / trophy right about now-ish.
Okay, this is it. Pull over here.
Hey, there's a camcorder back here.
You getting this?
We now arrive at the party. This is the party at the Ritz, and there is an achievement or trophy here called Fight for Your Right, another reference to a classic song. And we do have to collect all of the objects at the party. So let's go ahead and do that. So this one isn't too bad. We just have to make sure we do everything before we leave. So walk forward and you'll see this girl in the green top. You can give her a high five. Just past her is a guy holding a beveragino, and you want to high five the person next to them and then take the beverage from the guy in the white shirt and then drink the beverage. Just past them to the left, you'll see a girl in jeans. She'll also hand you a beverage. You'll want to take that beverage. Crush that. Walk past these people with the keg. And then in front of you, you should notice another guy in a white shirt. He'll hand you some food, or his friend will. You'll want to eat it. Just behind them, you'll find a plate of food on the table. You'll want to eat all of these until you can no longer eat anymore.
Sweet, did you make these?
Just past that and to the right, you'll be able to find this kind of nerdy kid. And then do not interact with the people over here. But next to the car, next to the front seat of the pickup truck, you can take your next beer. You want to make sure you grab that. You may also notice that you're like getting all your little recordings done as well. So that's fine. It's not a huge deal. We'll have to do that anyways to end off the chapter. Head back towards the like little appetizers. And then as you walk towards the house, to the right-hand side, you'll notice this girl dressed in black clothing. She'll hand you a beer as well. Head up forward and towards the patio. And then up onto the patio, you'll notice this girl in a checkered shirt. She'll also hand you a beverage. Although I found that she's pretty glitchy. And then if you head downstairs, you may be able to film some people. But you'll notice the large bathtub filled with ice. And I believe there are 5 beverages to drink in the ice bath. You want to drink all of them. And if you drink all of them, you will get the Fight for Your Right achievement. And then now we can go ahead and just quickly walk around and film everyone at the party. So you just need to fill up the like little kind of like battery bar around all of the white boxes.
Don't touch the music.
There's going to be this guy up here on the roof as well. Wait for him to kind of jump into the water. He literally just disappears, by the way. Just disappeared into thin air. Very cool. Let's go ahead and head back into the party, looking for any of these kind of white squares I mentioned earlier. You'll want to just record at the white squares to fill up the bars. So we'll grab the couch by the fireplace. We'll grab these kind of 2 people playing chess. There's a there's a person on the ground in front of the truck with some fireworks. And then there is a truck parked on the hill. And I think this is the last one. If you use your camera here, this truck will back up. And I think this kind of ends the chapter. I did miss a person to record, which was in front of the fire, by the way. I guess it makes you do it no matter what.
Yeah, sweet. I moved that couch.
And now that we've seen everyone at the party, we will automatically be interrupted with a little bit of a cutscene. Once Camille Cole comes down, interact with her.
Hey, Slater. I heard you fought the law.
I did. I busted Rockford out of a cop car.
This is the beginning of a cutscene, which then leads to one of the final chapters kind of coming up here.
Come dance with me.
Look at this strange cast of characters. I wonder if it's school keeping us tight. Like when you force the wrong sides of magnets together, and when school ends, we'll just repel into different corners of the universe.
I hope we don't.
Not us, obviously.
We'll meet again.
Hey, little Rockford. You want to smoke a blunt and go skinny dipping? I might catch you down there.
What's up, Kyle?
Enjoy your time at the top, amigo.
I'm at the top.
I always knew it.
So, road trip canceled, I guess?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll think of something.
Tonight feels weird. Strange magic.
Things are changing. Everything you're losing walks across your mind in a little parade.
Right. Yeah.
I want to be okay with things changing, you know? I don't want to be some old dude yelling at the television thinking the kids are lame.
Maybe it just happens.
We are captive on the carousel of time. Joni Mitchell, 1970.
Oh, no. I think we're in peril.
What are we gonna do?
We could, pour beer on it?
No way!
It's too late. This is Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees. We broke our promise. Now there is only fire.
Let it burn.
It's the cops!
Run. Cassandra!
I want you to understand. This ain't a catastrophe. It's a warning. Daddy, if you trap me here, this will only be the beginnings of my wicked ways.
angry and I'm wired and I'm fixing for a whole lot of trouble. If you make me stay here, I'm gonna burn the whole fucking place down!
There'll be patrol cars up and down this road. Get out of here. Go on. Back the way you came.
And?
Well, I guess we have ourselves an understanding.
Cassandra, that was amazing!
I mean, are you okay?
I saw death in front of me, and I walked out to meet it.
Wow, okay, awesome.
I need to go home.
Uh-huh.
I guess this'll be it then.
Yep.
You wanna do this one?
You sure?
Yeah. Go for it.
This is Atmosphere by Joy Division. Released in 1980, the song failed to chart in the UK. It has since become one of the most influential tracks of the post-punk genre. How was that?
You nailed it.
We now get to fly through the city. You can climb and dive using your left stick. You can also go left and right. You can listen to the wise words of Star Fox and do a barrel roll to the left and a barrel roll to the right. Generally, you're trying to follow these like sparks of light, but you don't actually have to do anything specific. We're just kind of flying through the sky, enjoying the song and the music in the game. And we'll naturally be kind of working towards the end of the finale here. So we'll go under the bridge. I then believe we turn left. This section lasts about 2 or 3 minutes before we close out the game, kind of just around the corner here.
Cruise through town. One last flyby. Farewell.
We own the night.
Whoa. Goodbye, Blue Moon High.
Goodbye, high school.
You suck.
You did suck.
call me as soon as you get there.
I'm sorry I ruined the road trip. I'm sorry.
I never would have snuck out that window if it wasn't for you. I would have missed out on everything.
I don't even know what I'm doing. Why the hell am I leaving?
Because you know the perfect song for every moment. What song would be playing now?
I don't think it's been written yet.
Goodbye, Stacy Rockford. Catch you soon.
Yep. She went through the front door.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna say when we get to your street.
Just say...
As we wrap up the game here, there is still like an interaction to do just to finish things off kind of in the best way possible. Obviously, if you found the video helpful, drop a like. That's super appreciated. But here, Slater and Rockford are going to be talking for a little bit. And you will kind of like hold hands as you kind of say like a type of goodbye, even though you guys are spending the next day tomorrow, it seems. Just walk forward when you are given that option. And then when you are given the option to like reach your hand out, make sure you extend your hand and then hold until the game tells you not to. It's pretty obvious what the game wants you to do. There's like giant text on screen and everything to let you know to do it.
What is it?
It's my album. You know, you could listen to it or whatever.
Thank you so much.
Well,
I'll
see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
So here, you want to use your left and your right trigger to hold. It says don't let go. As you do this, though, the don't will begin to fade, and it'll tell you to let go. After about a few seconds, you can do that as the game tells you to. Slater will walk away for, I don't know, the next 20 seconds or so. And we will kind of move towards a cutscene, the credits, and then a bit of an epilogue. There are some things that we still have to unlock here. So during the actual credits, you can also hold the A button, and that'll just allow you to scroll through them a little bit faster. You don't have to. Obviously, I invite you to see all the songs that were featured, all the voice actors, and all the lovely people who worked on this game. But if you just want to get through this, you can hold the A button just to get through it a little bit faster. After the credits roll, you should get kicked back to the main menu, and you will unlock an achievement or trophy for completing the game. If you followed along, you should have everything done. If for some reason you are missing the front to back achievement for finding everything in the bedroom and all the unique conversations, what you want to do is you want to replay a couple of chapters from beginning to end, and those chapters are Rockford's headphones, as well as Floating Sadness, and you can also replay Slater's house. This should give you access to basically the final instance of every bedroom, in which you can interact with all of the items and have all of the conversations you may have missed. You just want to double check to make sure and redo everything in every room until it pops. You can mop it up, and otherwise you might have to do something like play softball again, or try some of the missable things you may have missed along the way using the pretty robust chapter select system. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. I'll see you soon. Peace.